Are you constantly trying to create more awesome content but just running out of hours in the day? Maybe the budget for a full production crew just isn't there right now, and that's totally understandable in this economy. Well, stick around for just a minute because I'm about to show you how AI can literally do the heavy lifting for you right now. We're talking about going from zero to professionally polished, scroll-stopping clips without needing a massive team behind you. Think of me as your content-obsessed friend who just figured out the ultimate shortcut for video creation. Today, we are seriously diving deep into how fast these AI video tools have evolved just in the last year alone. The goal is simple: building you a reliable, steady stream of content that actually looks great and keeps people watching. I'll just spoil it right now. You can absolutely create high-quality visuals in mere minutes, which is actually insane. First off, let's have a quick reality check about where this technology stood just 12 months ago. A year ago, honestly, the results from AI generation were often funny, glitchy, and totally unusable for a real project. But now, if you look closely, some of the final outputs are starting to look borderline cinematic in their quality. I'm not saying it's perfect yet. There are still noticeable quirks in the generated footage. You might see some weird background artifacts or just strange little facial tics that give it away. And yes, the AI can still mess up limb movement sometimes, making things look a little unnatural. But the technology itself is improving so incredibly fast, it almost feels like illegal talent growth. If you really want a taste of what's possible today, people are making incredible short films and polished promos. The absolute best part is they are achieving this level of quality with barely any traditional budget whatsoever. But before we start smashing prompts into these generators, we have to talk about the crucial step: prompt engineering. In plain English, prompting is simply telling the artificial intelligence exactly what you want using text commands. The more clearly and thoroughly you explain your vision, the significantly better the final result will inevitably be. Think of it like directing a really obedient but slightly literal assistant on a major project. You need to be specific about the precise vision, the overall mood, the camera moves you want, and even the soundscape. Because fundamentally, really good prompts translate directly into way better, more usable videos every single time. So what can you actually use these AI-generated videos for in your daily work? The answer is pretty much everything: social media posts, official promos, explainer videos, and testimonials. You can easily generate content for tutorials, answer frequently asked questions, handle internal training, or even run paid ads. If you can picture a video concept in your head, you can probably generate it now with these tools. I like to think about AI video creation falling into three broad, useful categories for most creators. Category 1 is true from-scratch generative clips that feel artistic, unique, and often quite unexpected. The second group involves compiled videos, often called Getty-style edits, which stitch together stock footage with narration and captions. These compiled edits are absolutely fantastic for creating polished corporate videos or evergreen content that never gets old. Then there's the third category: synthetic actor-driven videos where AI avatars deliver your script like real human presenters. A quick framework I personally use when I'm writing prompts, because let's be honest, human memory really sucks sometimes. It's a little cheesy, I'll admit, but it's called the video magic idea, and it genuinely works wonders for structure. It helps you remember all the absolute essentials you need to include for a top-tier prompt every time. First, you need the vision, which is what you're trying to say and precisely who your target audience is. Next is illustration, meaning you must clearly define what you want to see visually in the frame. Then we have details, covering the format, the overall length, and the pacing of the final edit. The essence part is crucial. Define the styling, the mood, and the specific color palette you want to convey. Your objective dictates what single action you want the viewers to take after watching the video, like clicking a link. The mood sets the emotional tone. Do you want the viewer to feel inspired, serious, or perhaps even find it funny? Audio covers everything from the required voice type, including any specific accents you might need for authenticity. Groove refers to the music vibe you want underneath the narration, whether it's chill or high-energy dance music. Innovation is about asking what unique element will make this specific clip genuinely stand out from the competition. Finally, camera dictates all the angles, shots, and desired movement for the AI to simulate in the scene. Keep this whole framework in your head, and I promise your text prompts will become so much tighter and more effective. Okay, let's actually talk about some tools now, because there are an overwhelming number of options out there. Some of these platforms are absolutely fantastic, while others can be incredibly frustrating to work with. It's really useful to understand the overall landscape so you can correctly pick the perfect tool for the specific job at hand. I'm going to walk through a few of my personal favorites, pointing out what they excel at and where they unfortunately still struggle. After that, I'll show you exactly where one specific tool fits into your daily workflow and why it might become your secret weapon. First up are the platforms that generate entirely new video footage from scratch based purely on your text input. Tools like Pika and Kyber are amazing if you specifically want those short, highly stylized, artistic clips generated on demand. Think pixel art loops, detailed watercolor close-ups, or even just high-concept micro-scenes that look wild. Pika, for example, is great for generating short, artistic bursts, usually between 2 to 5 seconds long. It's fast, it's playful, and it's perfect for quickly building up a bank of short visuals you can stitch together later. The main downside is that these clips can be quite short, so you definitely need to spend time editing them together into a sequence. Also, the AI can sometimes morph small details mid-shot, which is when you notice those glitches. One frame the chicken looks perfectly normal, and the next frame, its beak has completely changed its structure. These tools are best suited for pure experimentation or when you don't require single-take, absolute perfection. Now, Kyber tends to be cooler if you are aiming for more polished illustration style or complex motion pieces. It offers some great features like built-in prompting guides and the ability to weight specific words in your text input. Kyber lets you comfortably combine styles like blending a retro painting aesthetic with a hard cyberpunk look. You can also tweak the motion levels right there, meaning the shot can be completely still or highly dynamic. However, Kyber's added complexity means there is definitely a learning curve involved to master its settings. You will spend a good amount of time dialing in the correct weights and options to capture that exact vibe you envisioned. Then we have the massive cinematic generators that truly attempt to produce footage on par with high-end feature films. Some of these newer systems can generate lush landscapes or incredibly detailed character shots that rival professional demo reels. They are undeniably impressive to look at, but they still struggle with consistent human movement across multiple shots. Plus, these high-end generators can be computationally expensive or often gated behind long waitlists for access. The next major category is tools designed to compile and edit existing footage, which is where things get functional for real creators. Platforms like InVideo and their relatives are specifically built for making quick promotional or educational videos efficiently. They expertly stitch together stock clips, drop in necessary captions, and let you easily swap out the voiceover track. These are fantastic when you need a very fast turnaround for urgent marketing needs or quick announcements. The big drawback is that the resulting videos can sometimes feel a little bit templated and lack a unique voice. And if you are trying to scale content across many different platforms, the manual editing and scheduling still eats up a ton of your time. Synthetic actor platforms like Synthesia or Colossian are truly wild when you see them in action for the first time. You simply type out your complete script, pick out an avatar you like, set the voice tone, and boom, you have a presenter delivering your message. This capability is super useful for creating multilingual training modules or very direct product explainer videos. The primary downsides are that the actors can still feel slightly off due to subtle expression or lip sync artifacts. Plus, the most advanced avatars or the best translation features are almost always locked behind the higher-priced paid tiers. If you use these synthetic presenters for everything, your content can quickly start to feel a little bit predictable and samey across the board. There are also specialized tools aimed at film-level workflows that generate entire storyboards and scene sequences automatically. These are genuinely impressive for indie filmmakers who are deeply interested in experimenting with AI-driven narrative storytelling. They can maintain consistent characters across multiple scenes and even allow you to tweak props or colors on a per-shot basis. This is fantastic for experimental projects, but for the daily grind of social content, there's a big operational gap. The gap is that you still need a reliable way to turn that long-form footage into dozens of short, platform-ready clips efficiently. This is precisely the point where a tool like Vizard starts to feel like that missing puzzle piece in your creative arsenal. Hear me out. While many tools focus on creating new things, most creators sit on a goldmine of underutilized assets, their long videos. Think about all the hours you have in old podcasts, webinars, interviews, and live streams that could fuel weeks of posts. Vizard automates the process of finding the absolute best, most engaging moments from all that existing material. There are 3 key things this type of tool absolutely nails that save creators massive amounts of production time. First is the auto-editing of viral clips. It scans your entire long video and detects the high engagement moments automatically. This includes finding the perfect hooks, genuine laughs, or those really crucial dense key insights buried in the content. It then crops them perfectly into ready-to-post short clips, completely removing the guesswork and the need to hunt through timestamps. Second, the auto-schedule feature takes over once the clips are generated and ready for distribution. You just set the desired frequency and the publishing windows, and the tool handles the social media uploads automatically. This means no more tedious manual uploads or guessing the absolute best time of day for your audience to see your post. The third crucial element is the unified content calendar, giving you one single place to manage everything happening. From this view, you can review every clip, tweak the captions, swap out a thumbnail, and push it live to any platform instantly. Why does all of this matter so much to growing creators? Because most creators waste hours every single week just scrubbing through hours of recordings to find those usable little moments. This workflow turns that painful process into mere minutes and, crucially, helps you maintain the consistency needed for real growth. Compared to standalone editors, where you must manually create every single clip, this saves significant energy. And unlike synthetic actor tools that require you to constantly write fresh scripts, this leverages the content you already own. The distribution part of content creation becomes stupid simple with a streamlined system like this. But I absolutely don't want this to sound like a pure, unadulterated advertisement, so let's be clear about limitations. Vizard isn't the magic solution for every single creative situation you might encounter during the week. If your goal is to make a weird pixel art trailer or a brand new abstract scene, you should absolutely use Pika or Kyber instead. If you specifically need a multilingual spokesperson reading a script you wrote entirely from scratch, those synthetic platforms are your friends. And if you are trying to generate whole, complex scene-by-scene movies, look at those high-end cinematic platforms for that power. The real key takeaway here is using the absolute right tool for the specific job you are trying to accomplish at that moment. But when your main job is consistently posting snackable, engaging content derived from your long videos, this system is the fastest possible route. Alright, let's loop back to general prompting advice that helps across almost all of these different creative tools. Always be super specific about the primary action happening and any camera movement you desire in the scene. Explicitly mention the shot type you are aiming for, such as a wide, medium, or tight close-up shot. You must also define the overall mood and the precise color palette you want the AI to use for the final render. And don't forget to name the desired audio vibe, even if it's just a placeholder for the music track. When prompting for synthetic actors, be sure to dictate the delivery style and any specific physical gestures they should use. For example, you might tell it, confident, smiling, uses open hand gestures, and speaks very clearly and slowly. If you are prompting for a montage-style edit, you need to tell the tool exactly which beats the final sequence must hit. A great example prompt for a cinematic look is asking for several giant woolly mammoths trekking through a snowy meadow with golden light. Specifying low-angle photography and shallow depth of field dramatically improves that composition for the AI. For realistic human close-ups, try emphasizing natural skin texture and using specific cinematic lens terminology. Little details like specifying a 70mm cinematic depth, take a so-so clip and turn it into something crisp and professional. If scaling content for a business is your primary goal, here is a simple workflow I swear by using these combined tools. First, record your long episodes, demos, or interviews as you normally would, getting that raw source material ready. Then, upload that big raw video file directly into your automated clipping tool, like Vizard, to begin the analysis. Let the AI automatically scan and suggest clips based on engagement metrics, then you just review and tweak the best selections. This is where you make final adjustments to the crops, add your custom text overlays, or refine the captions before publishing. Next, set up the automatic scheduling so your social channels receive fresh, ready-to-go content every single day without fail. To keep your overall feed visually exciting, mix in a couple of those eye-catching, pure AI-generated shorts each week from the tools we discussed. Here are just a few more practical tips that actually make a tangible difference in your short-form performance. Always use brand presets and templates for your thumbnails and standard captions to ensure visual continuity across all posts. Remember that the clip's hook, those very first 2 seconds, is absolutely critical because it determines if people swipe past you. You must constantly test different calls to action in that final frame to see which one drives the best viewer response. Please, never be afraid to iterate on your prompts and processes because the AI gets better the more you refine your inputs. You learn so much more about what your specific audience truly responds to through this active refinement loop. To wrap this all up, AI video tools are definitively no longer just a niche gimmick in the content world. They are genuine creative assistants that allow small teams or even solo creators to punch far above their weight class. Some tools are amazing at generating brand new visuals from simple text, while others specialize in creating synthetic presenters. But if you already own hours of long-form content and need a consistent flow of short clips, this workflow is your fastest path forward. If you decide to try any of these tools, making an artistic test in Kyber or running your podcast backlog through Vizard, please tell me what you created. I genuinely love seeing everyone's creative experiments, no matter how weird or experimental they might turn out to be. If you have a specific long video you want to turn into a content plan, I can walk you through the exact prompt tweaks that actually work for you. We can discuss clip selection strategy and the best publishing cadence to maximize your channel's reach organically. Alright, that officially concludes this deep dive into the current state of AI video creation and workflow tools. Get out there today, start experimenting with these powerful new options, and remember this one vital truth. Consistent, interesting content that serves your audience will always beat one-off, unattainable perfection any day of the week. I'll see you in the next video, and if you do create something cool with these techniques, please drop a link below so I can geek out over it.